As an airline pilot who flies in and out of Gatwick, Robert Johnson spends a lot of time away from his home. He wanted to explain his absences to his children, so he used his job as an inspiration for their bedtime stories. Now those stories have been published in a series of books, so we can all enjoy the adventures of pilots Polly and Ollie as they fly around the world. So Robert joins us now. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
I guess your children are called Polly and Ollie.
No, they're not.
Oh,
no.
they're not?
No, but my children actually do feature in the books. My children are Alfie and Woody. So I've got Alfie, engineer, and Woody, the weatherman. So they do feature.
Excellent. So obviously the idea came from you writing the stories, but then what led you to then take that leap to actually, writing them down and actually going the whole hog?
Yeah, so as you mentioned in your intro, I go away quite a lot with my job. And when I came home, my children wanted to know where I'd been, what I'd seen, what I'd eaten sometimes as well. And we kind of created these bedtime stories. And I wrote them down for my children. And then one day was kind of persuaded by a friend that maybe I should publish them.
And here we are now then. So what are you hoping that they'll do? Obviously, they're to entertain children, but is there kind of a wider idea at play?
Yeah, very much so. So I'm very lucky to do a job that I love. And I think that aviation flying is magical, and it certainly is for children. And I want to kind of capture that magic and enhance it with the children and the stories to kind of entertain them, but also kind of educate them about the world and maybe inspire them one day to become pilots themselves.
So your children then, is that kind of, do they say, we would like to be a pilot like you, Daddy?
I think my eldest son, Alfie, he definitely has an interest in the aviation. My youngest is probably a wee bit too young yet, but I hope so. And that's the idea of publishing the stories. I mean, flying changed very much post 9/11. And as pilots now, we're very much closed in that flight deck. And I can remember as a child going to see the pilots during the flight. And of course, we can't do that these days. So I'm hoping with the stories I can kind of share that excitement that I had as a child with the children of today.
So give us an idea of maybe just one of the adventures that happens.
One of the early ones I wrote was about going to Rome. So being a dad, and I wanted the stories to be a bit educational. So the pilot Ollie and pilot Polly go to Rome, and while they are there, they go to the Colosseum, a bit of history. They go to the Trevi Fountain, a bit of folk about throwing the coin over your shoulder. A bit of food, so obviously includes pizza and gelato.
And you know what it's like? We all know what the reputation of people who fly around the world. Do Polly and Ollie party at all?
Not at all. They're very, very good people. They're good role models. Very good role models, James.
Oh, look, we all know the story of Thomas the Tank Engine. Those stories originally written for children. And look at them now. I suppose aspirations, it's like you could only dream of such success.
Oh, I'd love to see that sort of success with it. And it's just the feedback I've had already. We've sold 55,000 books this year, and the feedback we've had from the parents as well as the children has just been awesome. And if I could, moving forward, if we could share that by getting into maybe a cartoon series, a CGI cartoon series, just spread the word and inspire and educate more children, then I'd be a very happy man.
And so have you published them yourself, or have you, done it the old school route?
Yeah, we did publish ourselves. Publishing, and especially children's books, is a very, very competitive market. So before you can get in touch with one of the main publishers, you've got to prove you have a product that sells. So we invented our company, Plain Characters. There's two of us, myself and my business partner, Mike, and we've done it all ourselves.
And so are you now just sort of sticking with that, or, have you got bigger publishers sort of sniffing around?
Yeah, we're in discussions with a few bigger names, which is quite exciting for us. And our aim is really just to build the Pilot Ollie and Pilot Polly brand and just, inspire as many young children as we possibly can.
Good stuff. When are you next flying?
Later today, Amsterdam and Nice today.
Amazing, isn't it? It just always seems so funny that, two places in one go. Nice talking to you. Good luck as it continues. You can find out more if you search for Plain Characters, and it's on the web.